we're all learning how to create e-commerce images now without needing to have a photographer or a graphic designer. And this information is not out there in any course yet because it's moving so fast. And if it is out there in a course, it's old already. I'm really going to be talking about what is working now. And then when you come back from that, you're going to be able to kind of filter it out. So hey, Kamal, how's it going?
Hey Amy, good to see you. How's everything been?
Very good. I am talking to you today. I wanted to give you a call because I know you are coming to this upcoming event, EcomMastery.ai. We're doing this in April in Nashville, and I know you're speaking at this event. And I wanted to ask you some questions about what you're talking about and what you're diving into at this event so that we can all get excited about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for Nashville's event. I think Kevin King puts on a great show, and I know some of the great speakers and industry leaders. I'm excited to meet some of the top sellers, some of our partners. So yeah, I think it's going to be an incredible event, like the previous ones that he have done.
Yeah, EcomMastery.ai is different than any other event that he's done before because it is where e-commerce, like most of his stuff in the past has been all e-commerce, right? As you know. And we're finding now that we really are having this crazy merger of AI into everything that we do. So now Kevin is putting on this event, EcomMastery.ai, that merges all the e-commerce channels with AI, the latest and greatest in AI techniques, tools, tips, everything, so that all of us can not only get beyond, most of us are Amazon sellers, but we want to get beyond, we want to get on other channels. We really want to understand what the latest and greatest is. But not only that, how do we use AI in our businesses to at the best possible level? So this is just really a unique event in that, and you're going to be talking about building a strong product detail page on any platform. So that's a tall order because each product detail page on Shopify is different from TikTok, is different from Amazon, but the core is still really, really important. And you do these really cool live product detail page teardowns. What's the most common mistake that you see on product detail pages? The one thing that is costing sellers the most conversions?
Yeah, I think the number one mistake that I always see that the brands they're optimizing their listings, the product display pages for aesthetics and design, but they're forgetting about the conversion element. So they're not talking about the top pain points. They're not talking about the customer avatar who exactly is buying their product. But they're so much focused on their brand colors, their brand logo, how the image should look and feel, which is important. But that's not the most important thing. Most important thing is what exactly are you showing in the image and how exactly are you showing and how does that it connect with the data that you've gathered from the reviews and from all of the product opportunity explorer, maybe search query performance. So those are some of the things that I still see even top sellers they do miss out on that. So that's the
Yeah,
number one mistake I see that.
I love that. Yeah, I would agree on that. I'm big into conversion optimization, and we do see that over and over again. So I love that you're going to be giving some tips on the things that they should focus on with that. But let's talk about AI for a second. With AI agents now reading and recommending products, how does PDP optimization need to change? And are most sellers still optimizing for the wrong things?
I think there's so much noise in terms of AI and sellers, they're forgetting the fundamentals once again. So the fundamentals, they're still really, really important. Make sure your listing is not only optimized for A9 algorithm, it's also optimized for consumer behavior, the person who's actually buying that product. Make sure your backend attributes, every single item is filled in so that it's easier for AI to understand what exactly your product does. Those are the fundamentals which people are still forgetting. But on top of that, I think Reddit marketing, like for example, if you're, if your product is popular on Reddit, those kind of things, if you're making sure your images, your listing is like Cosmos and Rufus optimized, those are a few things which will help you, get recommended by, Rufus and also by the other LLM models. So I would say the foundations are still the number one. I would double down on the fundamentals and the foundation of the listing, and then more on the, there's so much noise. So just focus on the fundamentals, and your listing will start being recommended by AI just by a little bit of additional efforts, not by a whole ton.
I love that. I think it is so important you're right, there is so much noise. There's so many tools There's so many techniques that are being taught, and we're seeing that across the board. So you're going to be doing some live teardowns in Nashville. If someone brings their listing to your session, what can they expect to walk away with?
They can expect to walk away with, few main image ideas that they can go and split test right away. That's number one thing they can walk away with. Second thing they can walk away with, some of the listings, what are the conversion killers, things that they need to remove from the listing, and minor things that they need to add on the listing. It could be a small infographics, or it could be a small module in the A plus content, or it could be maybe a lifestyle image, or maybe a structural change in the premium A plus content. A very actionable items that you can walk away after my presentation, which is not going to cost you a lot, which is not going to take forever for you to do it. It's just going to be fast and easy, but you will see a really positive impact on your sales and conversions.
And we have a new audience coming to this event this time. There's a lot of people that with the changes in AI, they're losing their jobs and they're looking to start e-commerce businesses. And so we're going to see people at this event that are new, that are maybe they don't even know what a product detail page is or how it works. But I think really understanding the fundamentals of product detail pages and how we sell a product is really going to help them in determining what types of products should I sell and how should I sell them, because that's the biggest question when somebody wants to start an e-commerce business. They come and they say, well, what should I sell? And so these live teardowns, this information that they're going to get, this very practical selling information on listing optimization and understanding what to change with their product detail pages is going to help them focus in on, oh, wow, well, this is my competition. This is what my competition is paying attention to. And if they pay attention to that stuff from the very beginning, they could really, really win. So what do you think as far as somebody who's brand new to this and thinking about starting an e-commerce business? What do you think they're going to get out of this event?
I think they're going to get number one that I can think of, because the budget which was required to launch a product, maybe 2 years from now, 2 years ago, was very high. And now, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on the listing. You can get the product pictures done really quickly with AI if you're testing a product out. And I'm just giving you one example, and there will be so many other examples they can learn from the conference, which will save them so much money when they're launching their first product. Not only saving so much money, but they will learn the right strategies. What are the shortcuts? What are some of the mistakes that some of the top speakers and some of the top sellers they have made, so that they don't make those same mistakes. So I think it's going to be a really valuable session for even if you're a brand new seller, in terms of cost, like cost saving, and also in terms of the knowledge that you're going to get and the best practices and the exact action items to launch and scale your first product. I think it's going to be a phenomenal event.
I can't believe you brought that up, because it just occurred to me that there really isn't, with the latest that's happening, we're all learning how to create e-commerce images now without needing to have a photographer or a graphic designer. And this information is not out there in any course yet because it's moving so fast. And if it is out there in a course, it's old already. And so what we're going to see at this event is the latest, the greatest, and anybody who's taking a course is just so far behind. And I mean, hey, I'm a course creator. I have a course. Guys, don't go take my course right now. Like, go to this event, because we're really going to be talking about what is working now. And then when you come back from that, you're going to be able to kind of filter it out. So it is happening in Nashville, April 8th through the 12th. And you got to go. EcomMastery.ai. That is the website. You can save 20% off with Kamal's coupon code MASTERY, because we're going to teach you how to have e-com mastery at this event. And just note that you shouldn't wait to book your ticket. If you're even thinking about it, we only have so much space, and we're recording this in February. We're almost sold out already. So you got to get over to EcomMastery.ai. You need to buy your ticket now, because the least expensive ticket is less than $500. And what you can learn at this event is going to save you thousands of dollars and so much time. And you are going to find a community of people that are going to really help you be successful in this business. So can't wait to see you there, Kamal. So excited to hang out with you.